What's
Well, good
good?
evening, everybody. Hey, Cam. So, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing pretty good, Alicia. I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
Well, well, it's great to see you. I haven't seen you in a couple of weeks. We both have had all types of interesting things going on behind the scenes, but we are back again on Ladies Happy Hour, and now we should call it Ladies and Gents since you're a gent.
Hey,
So I'm
it's
doing
all
pretty
good.
good though. I'm. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I was saying I was pretty good, and excited for Megan to jump on with us too. How you doing, Megan?
Good evening, Megan.
I'm doing
I don't think
good.
Megan can hear us. Oh, that's good. You can hear us. That's wonderful.
Good
So,
evening.
thank you so much for joining
Yes,
Ladies
I can
Happy
hear
Hour.
you.
We're excited. Oh, we're excited to have you on tonight.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Ah, well, we are going to get started on some topics tonight. Are you ready for some celebrity gossip?
As always.
Ah, absolutely. Well, it's a few things that are going on. The first thing I wanted to touch on in the news, Brittany Griner, WNBA player Brittany Griner, is in Russia and she has been detained. They found hashish oil in her bag and I guess paraphernalia, and she apparently has been in the jail in Russia for the past month, but the news seemed to have just caught wind of it. And what's really interesting is I found out about it before it hit the news. I happen to be really good friends with one of the WNBA players. I won't mention her name, of course, but I mentioned it to her and sent her the article a few days ago, and she was like, "What? What?" She called me on the phone, and I'm like, "They have Brittany. There's something going on with Brittany." And have you guys heard of this story?
Oh yes, no, I've definitely heard of it. I've been a big fan of Brittany Grinder since her freshman year at Baylor, and of course she's an Olympian, two-time gold medalist and WNBA champion, and has actually won a couple titles over for her club team in Russia. So that's unfortunately, unfortunately, I do know a lot about Russian prisons. I've never been in one. Worked in law enforcement. And, I do kind of worry about it because Russian prisons aren't really no prison's good anywhere in the world, but from people that I know in Russia, they don't treat people very well at all. So I'm pretty sure, and unfortunately, they're going to probably use her as a prisoner swap exchange, or because she's a high profile person, she's an Olympian and celebrity too. So, and with everything going on in Russia with the invasion of Ukraine, they're probably going to try to use her as a leveraging trip, unfortunately.
I see. That's not good at all. I'm really afraid for her as well. And I saw her wife online, and her wife is just really devastated by the whole situation. I feel like, I honestly feel like they planted that on her. And the reason I think they planted it on her is that the WNBA players that I know have told me from the inside that they drug test them. So why, if she plays basketball year round, would she even tamper with any type of drug? And they test you in Russia, and I mean not Russia. I'm sorry. In where's she at? Russia? Yeah, they test you in Russia, and they also test you in the United States. So she would have had too much to lose to have something like that and to actually use it. So what do you think, Megan?
I think that when you are participating in the Olympics and your kind of bar of expectations from all your fans is to be perfect and very straight and narrow. So when this kind of broke the news, I didn't really believe it. I was like, there's no way. How could that be?
I agree, but it just doesn't seem like something's wrong, definitely. I just really feel like someone planted that on her because
Yeah,
she's been in and out of Russia for years. And
yeah.
when you travel to that extent, especially in and out of the country, you know that there are certain things that you just don't try to carry because you know that you're in another country and you definitely do not want to have any issues getting in and out. And over there, those girls make very good money overseas, so I'm sure she wouldn't want to do anything to jeopardize her income and her name. I mean, my goodness, she's a big name. Why in the world would Brittany Griner do something so ridiculous? And by the way, Cam, just to let you know, her last name is Griner, Griner, because Grindr is an app that gay men like to use to do hookups. Just to let you know. So FYI.
I'm well aware of that app.
Absolutely.
But yeah, no, it's just
Yeah.
it's really unfortunate because I don't know. I know Congresswoman Jackson is demanding for her release and expecting her to get released. But unfortunately, we have a lot of Americans that are in jail. A couple of Marines that we have overseas. I know Biden was talking about trying to use them for a prisoner swap back when he met with Putin at that summit right when he got elected. Nothing's really been followed up on, and one of them was actually one of those Americans believed to be a spy. This will be a different situation given the contents of what's going on in the world with Ukraine and everything else, and NATO. And I don't know. I think it might possibly get worse before it gets better because, like people in prison in Russia, when you get sick, they don't take you to a medical facility. They barely have a nurse look at you. So the prison system in Russia is not that, like I said before, not that any prison system is good, but I'm really worried that I'm not going to say this is going to end her career, but she's definitely going to have post-traumatic stress when she comes back. I feel because the treatment is really not that good, and she's an American. They're probably going to assume that she's going to be able to take care of herself in that environment, and it's just unfortunate because, as you were saying before, why would she risk that? Because she actually makes more money playing for a Russian team than she does for the actual WNBA. Like I think her Russian team pays her about $1 million a year or so, or per season, where I know in the WNBA, she's not getting that much, unfortunately. And that's another topic, another issue in terms of equality, pay, and everything else. But
all I can say is free Britney, the other Britney. Because the other Britney Spears has just been freed. And now we have
free both Britneys.
Britney. I know. Well, the other Britney is free. So that Britney needs to help Britney number 2. So Britney G, free Britney G. So moving on to other news, I have a story that is absolutely insane. Now, we all know Tyler Perry, right? So Tyler Perry is not the only one that has an entertainment complex in Georgia. I'm sorry, you guys, I can't talk tonight. So there is a new entertainment complex that's going to be opening in Georgia. There is a woman named Tammy Williams, and she just so happens to be a Black woman, but Tammy Williams is going to be opening up a new entertainment complex in Georgia. So that's going to be film studios, you name it, backlots, etc. So Tyler Perry now has some competition. Have you heard of Tammy Williams and the new complex that's going to be born soon?
I have, and yes, she's actually been working and planning to do this for the past decade or so, and her timing actually kind of lined up well with it because since 2010, 2012, New Orleans and Atlanta have both been kind of Hollywood East. You've been seeing more and more productions being filmed there than you have in LA, regardless if it's the tax break or the land. But I'm excited because it's going to be like $150 million whole studio setup. And yeah, very exciting. I think it's pretty big, about 60 acres or 100, somewhere between 60 to 100 acres. I'm not sure if I remember too well. But given the amount of films that are being produced in Atlanta over the last 10 years alone, it's about time that, Black representation has producers and studios. It's good to see that. And it's all about progression.
I agree. And I'm super excited. And, I do acting, I do modeling, but I am more of a commercial actor. I do want to move on to bigger and better things, such as the real acting. So to know that now that there's 2 big compounds up in Atlanta, I need to get my act together and make sure I get my serious acting all the way together. I'm excited though that it's a woman that's going to be running this because, Tyler Perry is known to have pretty good movies, but the issue I have with Tyler are those wigs. Tyler Perry is known for having the worst wigs ever for their actors. And Megan, I don't know if you know anything about the wigs and all, but Tyler Perry, I believe he buys his wigs from the magazine somewhere, the back of the magazine. He has the absolute worst wigs ever. And so I'm super excited though to see that there's going to be a woman that's going to be running things because maybe, she'll make sure that the makeup is on point, the hair is on point. Maybe she can give Tyler a few tips. What do you think about this, Megan?
Yeah, I think Tyler could definitely use some tips. And you would think that he would have like his own like posse of like hairdressers and making sure he wouldn't embarrass himself and wear those terrible wigs. And sometimes some people think that it looks amazing and really like everyone is like making Bitmojis of him because it looks so terrible.
Absolutely. I mean, most of his wigs look like the scrub brushes for the toilet, and I hope Tyler does see this video so he can hear us talk about his wigs. I actually saw him in an interview, and he said he doesn't care what anyone thinks. He's not in the business of wigs. He's in the business of movie making. And so, Tyler, that's absolutely ridiculous. You are a billionaire, I believe. You can hire a makeup artist and you can hire hairstylists and people that know about weaves, wigs, and extensions.
Yes.
So I'm looking forward to seeing this complex. I know it's somewhere in Georgia, but I really haven't checked out the details of where. But I'm telling you what, this girl right here, I'm gonna end up on somebody's movie somewhere in Georgia, hopefully soon. So I'm looking forward to seeing all of this, come into play, and I'm super duper excited about all of it. So, you guys, there is this new movie that is coming out. It stars Keke Palmer. It's called Alice. I'm not sure if you know Keke Palmer from the movie Aquila and the Bee, and she was also in another one. I think it was called Stud or something like that. I can't remember the name of it. But Keke has been in so many different movies. Very good actress. But anyway, this movie Alice, it's about a woman that was a slave, and somehow she's trying to escape the whole slavery situation. Something really bad happens and she starts running, and from the clip it was the weirdest thing. She started running and all of a sudden she hit some type of time portal and she ended up in the 1960s. Next thing you know, you see her as a soul sister with a afro, and I was like, what is going on? So she turns into like this revolutionary, and I don't know if you guys have heard of this, because I'm always looking for new movies, and I'm excited because Keke, she always keeps it hot and fresh. What do you guys think about this new movie concept, I guess, that's coming out?
I actually wasn't familiar with her acting until I came across her trailer because I was just been watching trailers and everything else because getting involved in horror movies myself and currently producing one, I've been doing it for inspiration. But nonetheless, I thought the concept was awesome and amazing, given the fact that she's in slave plantation. A time warp happens. She winds up in 1972 being picked up by a trucker, and then it slowly shows her kind of adapting to the modern world because she came from a time where she was thought of less than a person, a human, and she's driving by this field and she sees a group of white and black people and they're all kind of waving at her. She's kind of freaked out about it, kind of gets adjusted, and it's also cool because it shows a little bit of the revenge aspect of going against one of the people that used to own her when they were younger, of course. So I'm pretty excited about it, and it reminds me of another movie which was a similar concept where it came out in, I want to say, in the 90s. I think it was like 97. I can't remember the name, but it was this black guy who was running. He's from New York, and then he got hit by a car, and he actually traveled back in time to slavery. And I want to say traveled back in time, it was somewhere in the 1850s. And then the whole concept of the movie was he was helping a lot of the slaves escape to Canada before he got rushed back to his own time. So it sort of reminds me of that movie in reverse. Unfortunately, I can't remember the name of it because I haven't seen it in about 15 years or so. But like I said, overall, it just reminded me of that.
I saw something similar, and I'm super excited about Keke Palmer. No matter what she does, she's great. She was in Grease. She was in everything. She's one of the most talented actresses ever. Honestly, she needs to win an Oscar or something. I don't even know if she's won awards, but she needs to. But definitely, I'm excited. And actually, the movie you just described, it sounds like this series that was going to come out called Cracker, of all things. If you haven't had a chance to check that out, it's the same type of concept, but this guy goes back into history, and he becomes basically the world becomes totally different. So it's more of the slavery times are happening, except it's in reverse. The black people are the ones in control, and that movie is wild. But anyway, I can't wait to see what's going to happen with Keke Palmer and this movie, and I definitely want to see it. I'm not a big movie buff, but this looks like one that I want to check out. So what do you think, Megan?
Well, not only am I not world's biggest movie buff, but I'm also terrified of scary movies. My 13-year-old daughter made me watch. I know you did last summer, and I was like on the edge of my couch, like just trying to breathe. And I really want to see this movie because I think that she's just like cute and nice person, and people who are that way, I want to support them, even if I personally have to be world's biggest baby and like probably have a pillow over my face because horror movies scare me. But I'm all for supporting her and watching it.
Absolutely. Well, I really don't like scary movies either. But speaking of scary movies, there is a scary movie that is coming out called Master. It has actress Regina Hall. And when I watched the video, I believe that this house is haunted by it looked like it was a school of some sort. And for some reason, the school is like in a house. I guess a lot of the schools were in houses way back when. But anyway, this place is haunted. I don't know whether it's the students coming back, the professors coming back. I'm not really sure what's going on. But all I know is it's a scary movie. And you guys, we need to have a movie night on camera so I can watch Megan scream throughout the entire thing. And myself, I can
They'll
see
be
me
screaming, blankets, pillows, tears. No, I learned a really good
Exactly.
trick though about scary movies. They're not as scary if you put the TV on mute. A lot of it's just the music that's scary.
I think
I
so
learned the
too.
trick.
I think so too. Absolutely. Now, Kim, are you a big movie buff, a big scary movie buff?
Um, Pretty much. I've been getting more into it recently than past year because I used to actually be afraid of horror movies, but now it's kind of the only thing I watch outside of action movies. I've actually recently gotten the rom-coms too, and I used to hate rom-coms, but I've been pretty big into those. But Master, I'm excited to see Master. I'm actually more excited to see Master than Alice, quite frankly, mainly because it looks a little more scary. But yeah, no, I'm pretty pumped to see it, and I think it comes out on Amazon Prime like around March 17th, March 20th. So in case anybody wants to mark their calendars, we can even do a follow-up show about that.
Oh, we definitely have to do that. And there's one other movie that I heard has hit the box office that's doing quite well. Let's see, Batman with who is the main person
Robert
playing
Patterson.
Batman? I don't know what his name is.
The guy
Yes,
from Robert
him
Patterson.
and Zoe. Miss Zoe Kravitz. I'm so excited that she's in there because I heard a story about Zoe Kravitz. And if you guys don't know who Zoe Kravitz is, how could you not know who she is? She is the daughter of Lisa Bonet and Lenny Kravitz. And she is absolutely stunning. Well, I heard this is not even a rumor. I actually read an article where Zoe said that in the past she tried to audition for Batman and they turned her down. They said they did not want to go urban. What is urban? Like, are you serious? Now to see her in this current movie, she is remarkable. Excuse me. I don't know what they were thinking, but Zoe is perfect as was it Catwoman? She is perfect.
Selena
in
Kyle.
Elvis,
She's
too.
Selena Kyle in the movie.
Yes. Oh, Selena Kyle. Now Selena Kyle
Well,
is
she is
not a
Catwoman,
real
but-
big she is Catwoman, but that's her real
But-
name.
Yeah, but they wanted to. But in the movie, I think in this direction, they wanted to focus more on the Selena Kyle aspect as opposed to her being Catwoman or a cat burglar sort of a way. So the kind of, I think in this movie, they want to sort of basically develop the Selena character as opposed to the Catwoman mystique, if that makes sense.
Gotcha. So have you actually seen the movie just yet?
No spoilers yet for me. I actually have not seen it. I was going to see it this weekend with a couple of my friends, but with the preview time, it was going to be about 3.5 hours, and so I was like, all right, I might have to like get ready for a marathon on this one. So I think I'm going to see it this weekend now.
Really? That's a little long, but I definitely want to see it. I gotta see Zoe in that outfit because let me tell you something. She has a body out of this world, and she's gonna make me stop eating all that candy and nonsense and start working out again. So I don't know. Have you seen the trailer for this, Megan, for the Batman movie?
I did, and it just brings up a lot of emotions, especially with like Heath Ledger gone. Like, it's just hard to like think of like that whole chapter, and I love watching my 4-year-old son get out his Batman toothbrush and all of his Batman pajamas and his robe and his slippers, and he's so into it. And I just feel like it's just such a legend movie, and like it's just never gonna like go out of style or people stop watching it.
I see. Well, you know what? There's some other craziness in the news. Of course, every week we have to mention Kanye and Kim. So apparently, the court system has approved the whole divorce situation. But, Kanye has been stalking her. He had on a tree, something that looked like a tree, and he was stalking her around the house. He claimed that, she would not allow him to come to Chicago's birthday. And now Kanye has written, I don't know whether it was a poem or a dark poem called Dead. And I read this poem, and he basically saying he's already dead. And I'm not sure whether he means he's dead, like in the movie Get Out, or is he dead? Kanye is something else. And apparently he has, it was a documentary called Genius. I'm not sure where you can see that, but, he's trying to say, I'm not crazy, I'm a genius. I personally feel that Kanye is a genius. People think he's crazy. I don't think the man's crazy at all. But I don't know, Kim, what do you think about this whole Kanye-Kim situation?
I do think Kanye is a little crazy personally. I do think he's an intelligent guy and he's very smart. It's definitely been kind of a year for him, given the fact that, voter fraud, failed president campaign that he had in terms of, and then I guess he must really love Kim. That's all I'm going to say, because he seems pretty hung up on her, even though she's moved on to that guy from SNL, and Kanye is constantly kind of stalking and trolling him as well. But he's kind of above that, though. So, or at least he should be. But he's a special individual, that's for sure. So it's kind of like Kyrie Irving of the entertainment industry and music. A little bit more talented though in terms of the direct comparison, because I think he's a lot better musician than Kyrie Irving is a basketball player. But in terms of their mindset, they're one and the same. They'll say something absolutely intelligent and follow it up with something that's completely bizarre and off the rails. So that's my opinion. But hey, I'm still a big
Geniuses are normally very crazy. You know what I mean? Like most geniuses, you kind of have to have a little crazy to be a genius. So I really think that Kanye, he's more of a control freak, and maybe he needs a few meds here and there. But I've always liked Kanye. But I must say that his ex from the past, I don't know if you guys know Amber Rose,
yeah,
but she kind of stepped up on social media.
Yes.
She kind of chimed in with kind of like the "I told you so," kind of the wink, wink, nod, nod. But she's like, Kim, I tried to tell you, but you wanted him, you got it. That kind of situation. So I don't know. I mean, we'll see what happens with this whole situation with Kanye. But Megan, what do you think about this whole situation?
Well, first off, I'd like to say that as far as like geniuses and crazies go, it's kind of like Vincent van Gogh cutting off his own ear, best artist. They kind of go hand in hand. As far as Kanye West goes, this is facts. I can't even make this up. Super Bowl weekend, he was going nuts on Instagram, and he had commented about Kim's boyfriend, how he's never going to meet their kids. And I commented, and I'm just a nobody, and I said, hasn't he already met the kids? And I posted a link that attached this. And I got 59 likes in 3 minutes, and I got deleted my comment. And I took a screenshot of it as proof because I couldn't believe how many likes I was getting. And I really pushed a button on either him or whoever he hires to monitor it, but my comment got deleted. And I truly get worried for Kim. I'm like, oh, like, is he gonna like do something crazy? Like, the man is good looking, he's successful, he's a billionaire. Like, why even wasting this time and effort on this? Because he could have any person he wanted. And sending all those flowers, like, I don't know how she didn't go back. I would have went back running. Like, I know myself. Free flowers on Valentine's Day, I would have been in and probably looking for chocolate. But I'm just surprised that she hasn't taken him back. Like, she has really strong willpower on not taking an ex back. And I think everything's going to be okay. But I don't know. I get deleted from commenting on him.
Well, next time I think I'm going to try to comment on Kanye. Like, Kanye, look me up. No, I'm kidding. I'm definitely not his type. But he's definitely also seen somebody named Cheney that looked kind of similar to Kim. And he had some other lady as well that he was trying to make her into some type of little, I guess, dark Barbie doll or whatever. But that didn't work and it didn't last very long. So I don't know. I mean, I just think that the situation is something... It seems staged. I think that Kim's mom sets a lot of this stuff up because think about it. This guy that Kim is with, he is not a looker at all. He looks like he should be in a horror movie.
Oh, come on. The king of Staten Island?
He is. I don't know a thing about the man, but I know he is not.
He has coolest tattoos.
2 thumbs down. Nah, he's not a good-looking guy at all. So I don't know what that's all about. I think no, unfortunately, I work on the weekends, unlike the rest of the world. But hey, you got to work the weekends. That's where the money is at. I don't have time for SNL. But no, I mean, I just think that Kim's mom has a hand in all of this. And I saw Chloe out with Kanye's clothing line on, along with her daughter. So really? So your ex-brother-in-law is a nutcase that's stalking your sister, and you're promoting his clothing.
Divorce isn't finalized yet. Like they're still in laws.
Yeah, well, I think that sounds like some media via mom, aka Chris. So I think that's what's going on with that. So
if Megan posted in her comments, you might be in Kanye's song.
Oh, well,
I'm gonna get booed. It's my future.
Exactly. Well, I'm excited. You're gonna have to tell me the next time Kanye is online because I'm known for getting in trouble for commenting. I'm constantly let's see, my Instagrams. I'm a little rebel, so I don't know how to zip it sometimes. So I kind of have to learn how to behave. So I don't know. Me and Megan, we're gonna have to pair up and be drama and trouble on the next Kanye post. I'm in if you're in.
I'm in.
So
I just know how to strike his nerves. Just how to bring up speed and meeting his kids, and oh man, his crazy claws come out.
Absolutely. So do you guys have any news stories that you've heard about that you want to chit chat about?
Well, I heard today on the radio that scientists found a way to reverse aging in mice by using their tissue. So I thought it was fake or something like that. I took a look into it, but that's pretty interesting. So, I mean, because, in terms of testing, mice are used first until they go up to a bigger animal before, unless they've already tested on humans, I'm sure.
I see. Well, I actually saw something too. It was Deion Sanders, I believe. He just had his 2 toes amputated. The poor guy.
He did?
He had 2 toes amputated. Yes, apparently I saw a video of him a few months back, and he coaches a team. I don't know whether it's just like a local little team.
I think. It's one of the historical black colleges there. Sorry.
Gotcha. And so I saw he had his 2 toes amputated. And the poor guy, I mean, he was in terrible pain when I saw him walking previously. And I know in the past he had problems with his knees. Now he just had 2 toes amputated. So he's just going through it. I feel for him.
I wonder if that was a lingering problem, because when he used to play, he actually had turf toe, which it's a weird injury you get when you play on AstroTurf. Back in the 70s and 80s when guys would get turf toe, it's an easy thing to get, but it was also a hard thing to get over. And certain tight ends had it, and I know Deion Sanders had it, but still, even with his 2 toes amputated, he's probably still one of the fastest guys on the planet, because he was a fast guy. But yeah, no, I didn't know he had his 2 toes amputated though. Like I said, I know he had that foot toe problem, toe turf.
Absolutely. I think maybe it was the whole turf toe situation, which I've never heard of, but they amputated his big toe and the toe right next to it. So I don't think he's going to be the fastest guy anymore. And he's definitely walking with a walker. He was previously, and he was in a wheelchair at one time when he was married to Pilar. So I think as far as him ever playing any sports again, 1, he's too old to do so, but 2, with 2 toes missing, that has to be pretty tough. I wanted to move on to another subject that I saw. Kelly Clarkson. So she had filed for divorce, or I don't know whether her husband or whatever. One of them filed for divorce. Now, did you see that in the settlement, she gets custody and
Yeah,
he
yeah,
gets the
it's support.
financial support.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on, but have you noticed that the ladies are now paying support to these men? These ladies need to get a little smarter and get a prenup. Like, what
Isn't it
is
alimony payment
happening
though?
here?
Because like that's
Yes, it
alimony
is,
payment.
but
Hey, they think love
Look at the
lasts
two
Whatever.
forever.
celebrities, like,
Oh no, I was saying they
go
probably
ahead,
think
Megan.
love
look at
lasts
the
forever.
two.
Sorry, Megan. Sorry.
Oh, I was gonna say, look at the two celebrities like Ryan Felipe and Reese Witherspoon. They kind of met on the set. They were probably at like the same income level. Her career just
Yeah.
immediately took off. She's in all these movies. He's just chilling. Like, I'm gonna need support when they get divorced and he cheats on her. Like, what? Where was the prenup?
Exactly. And see, I'm seeing this happen often because look at Wendy Williams. Her husband cheated on her and had a baby with this lady, Sharina. I shouldn't even call her a lady. It's tramp Sharina. And so, now she's paying spousal support. She just pretty much lost her show to Sherry Shepherd. And then we have Mary J. Blige that's paying Kendu, which was her husband, but I kind of side-eyed that because I think the man is a gay man. But that's just me, hey. And so now we have Kelly Clarkson, and I'm seeing this as being a trend. Even Sherry Shepherd, I believe, also had to pay child support. And child support and spousal support. But these ladies, in the past, it was never this way. It was always the men paid. But now, I guess it's a new day and age here, because the women are getting hit hard. And I'm a little worried about Britney Spears for that reason, because she's engaged to this guy. And I don't know, after that last, Kevin Federline, she needs to really make sure her prenup is tight. So Cam, what were you about to say about this whole situation?
Oh no, I was just agreeing with you. But unfortunately, the marriages that are falling apart that we're referencing, the women are making more than their male counterparts. In that typical situation, like Reese Witherspoon, Ryan Felipe. Ryan Felipe, yeah, he's a TV star, but I wouldn't say he's other than
He's
Cruel
not on
Intentions-
Reese's level.
Oh yeah, definitely not. He's not. I like his TV shows, but yeah, he's not an A-lister. I mean, if he was, he'd be a low A-lister comparison to Reese Witherspoon. So, in terms of Britney, I don't know. Like you saying she's engaged now? Because
Yeah, she's engaged to some guy, and I'm not understanding how she ended up even dating a guy while she was under her whole
house
conservatorship.
arrest.
But I did hear that they made her implant birth control or whatever you call that thing. Anyway, she was saying that she was miserable then. But anyway, Britney has been all over the world showing off her boobs, rolling around in sand. She's just doing the most. And you know what? I'm like, go Britney, do your thing. But I'm a little nervous about her marrying some guy. I mean, we don't know how long she's been with this guy. We don't know if he's just trying to get with her for money. I mean, I don't know. These ladies need to watch it out here. Like, really watch it.
It's really best for her to kind of go through a whole conservatorship right now. Very stressful ordeal even beforehand. You think somebody that's going through all she's going through and her father taking money from her unjust or whatever, you think she might want to slow it down a little bit because there's no rush, and she's already been married a couple of times, so she should probably do a little bit of R&R and me time, I guess.
Absolutely, I agree. Did you guys hear about Tony Hawk, the athlete Tony Hawk, that he broke his leg? Did you hear about that?
I heard about that on the ESPN crawl, but I really didn't look much into it. Was he doing practicing one of his stunts or so? Because
Actually, I don't know what he was doing. Let's see.
he's in his
I'm
late
not
50s,
positive.
if I was to guess. Or
Yeah, I'm actually looking at a photo of him, and I'm not sure what he was doing. I'm gonna guess he was practicing. I'm not even sure because I don't watch sports, so I don't even know what sport he plays. What sport does Tony Hawk
he's a
play?
skateboarder. He was really good back in the day. He has a couple of video games from the 90s named after him. He's really big in the X games, or was in the early 2000s. So yeah, if he's still doing stuff, if he was still doing what he did 20 years ago, I'm not surprised he broke anything, because I think he was in his late 40s in the 90s or so, or late 90s. So, I mean, I don't think he's 60, but he's definitely up there in age. So he's no spring chicken.
Well, I think he broke his femur, and I'm sure that will probably put an end to a lot of things. And I do remember hearing his name, Tony Hawk. And I believe I saw a few products with his name on it. But yeah, it's time for Tony Hawk to have several seats. Have you ever heard of Tony Hawk, Megan?
Yeah, he was like a lot of the punk rock, Jinko Jean, Van Shoes idol when I was in middle school, and that's a long time ago because I'm old. And he definitely, I remember the video game, the Tony Hawk, and I am surprised he went this long without breaking a bone. Like,
Good point. Good point.
I think he should be proud that he did this. But as far as sports go, and being a Wisconsin resident, even though I'm from Minnesota, work in Minnesota, I'm just kind of on the fence if Aaron Rodgers is going to return to the Packers or if he's going to retire. Like, I just don't really know what that man's going to do.
Oh, he signed a new deal actually today, I believe. 4 years, $50 million a year, 200. It's like 4-year deal for $200 million. Comes out to 50. I don't know if that's the correct number, but that's what like the speculation.
And with what team?
Oh, Green Bay. Sorry, he's going back to Green Bay after all the drama he had last year and the.
Oh, he's not leaving.
No, he's not leaving. Yeah. Why are you cheese? I think you're a cheesehead. Of course.
Well, I didn't know if he was gonna pull a Brett Favre and tootle. No, I was he was gonna pull like a Brett Favre and just tootle over to the Vikings, and I'm like, no, like.
No, I don't think he wanted to
just
go there.
Stay over there. No, I'm not a Packers fan.
Oh, okay. No, either way, you're good.
Yeah.
But,
my husband like bleeds purple. Our whole garage is Vikings. He thinks it's fun, like opening up the garage on Sunday and like waving at all the Packer fans. And I'm like, we're just gonna lose. Close that garage door. So for the sake of my marriage and my whole life, I could never be a Packers fan. As far as sports go, I'm more with Alicia, and I don't know much about them. I just like going to events because there's usually like pre-gaming and drinks and music, and like any time to be out of the house and out and about in an event is fun. But as far as like what is happening at the sports, I have no idea. I hear some bets and I kind of get interested by that. I'm like, hey, but I don't know sports.
I don't either, and I probably should tune in. I discovered that I have a family member that plays in the NBA. I didn't even know. And then on top of that, I told this story a few shows back where I remember the show Millionaire Matchmaker. They tried to match me up with a, I guess, former athlete, and I had no idea who this guy was. So it turns out he was War Machine, and I believe, what is that, WWE fighting or whatever?
Oh, no, you're lucky to avoid him. War Machine. Oh, wait, yeah, I think.
Right,
UFC,
and so I just so.
Oh,
he's Little Nuts.
I think he might be dead right now, if it's the correct one I'm thinking.
Is he really?
I think so. Don't quote me on that, but War Machine's been I think it was a guy that was in UFC that got. I don't know. I don't want to confuse him with anybody, but I think it's War Machine from UFC from a few years back. Which, if it's the same guy I'm thinking of, he might need to rest in peace. But he was a little off the rails from what I remember, and he did a couple of. If it's the same guy, I'm not entirely sure, so I don't want to, be incorrect on that one.
Well,
I'm normally a sports guy.
I did hear the story.
So wait, who's your cousin in the NBA? Don't be subtle with that. Or if you want to share.
Well, I don't know if I should tell. My cousin, I'm going to see if you can guess. He plays for the Indiana Pacers.
Is he a starter or a bench player? That would probably.
I don't know.
Water boy.
All right, how about this? What position?
He's good looking. Okay. I don't know. I don't know anything about sports, basketball, or whatever. I used to go to the games just for the nachos and the delicious beers, and that's about it. And all hanging out with my friends. So I don't know.
Tailgating's
I don't know
fun,
what he plays. Absolutely, but you're supposed to be guessing who my cousin is.
I
mean, come on.
I don't think it's Brett. CJ McDermott, no, wouldn't be him.
No. I'll give you a hint. He's lighter skinned. He has curly hair.
All right. Is he from Texas? Not CJ McCollum. No, he plays for Atlanta. Got traded.
From the north.
Let's go take a look at the roster. I'm unfortunately not an Indiana Pacers fan.
Yeah.
Well, I don't really follow Celtics and.
Okay, I'll help you out. Last name starts with a B.
Oh, okay. That's good enough. That's huh.
He's looking it up.
No, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm definitely am.
Is the comment correct?
Wait a minute. I'm not sure what you said.
Oh, because of the B. No, it wouldn't be him. But
come on now. It has to be somebody with their last name starts with a B.
I don't really
A
follow
light-skinned man with curly hair. Last name starts with a B.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to pat. Oh, they're playing it right now. Actually, let me take a look.
He's funny.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to probably take a pass on that for the moment.
Okay, all right. I'll tell you.
Okay.
His name is Malcolm Brogdon.
Oh, he's
Plays
really
for
good.
the Indiana Pacers. So
he's
I guess
pretty good.
it's good. I don't know. I guess I'll have to watch because
Yeah,
I've never watched him
pretty
play.
Good. Look at you being
Well,
modest. I assume
check
he's
him
gonna be like one of the role players or something that you're.
Yeah, I don't know whether what position does he play? I don't know. I mean,
He's
I have
like
no
a
idea.
point guard, 2 guard. He's lit,
gotcha.
though. He's really good.
Well, I guess I'll have to watch a game. I mean, I'm a terrible cousin, apparently. I know nothing
He
about
won
the
Rookie
game.
of the
Didn't know he
Year,
played.
actually. He won Rookie of the
Oh,
Year when he
really?
got drafted.
Yay, cousin, do your thing. I don't know. Well, his dad also, he had his own show as well. His father's a judge out in Atlanta, Georgia, and he also had his own TV show. That's kind of how I found out that Malcolm played, because I hadn't seen Malcolm in years. So, I don't know. That was a great surprise. Well, before we go, you guys, I have one last topic, and we're really not going to be able to get too into it. This is not celebrity related, but this is something really weird and creepy in the news. So how about there were some human heads in Denver that were stolen by thieves? And apparently these human heads were donated to science, and some thieves actually stole them and took off with them. So I don't know. I mean, all I can say is I'm looking at the heading for this article here, and it says how to get head. I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. I just thought, well, who would steal human heads? And then I don't know. There are a lot of weirdos out here, and no telling. But imagine donating your body to science, and your head gets stolen. Go figure. Now we see why we have haunted movies and all types of weird, scary stuff, and Kanye and all those other strange things. So I don't know. But you know what? All I can say is I hope those human heads don't turn up in strange places, and I don't know, bless those people that are missing and their families. That's all I can say about it. So you guys, you know what? Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you guys can follow us here at Ladies Happy Hour. Megan, thank you so much for joining us tonight. I really had a great time with you, and we are all going to have a movie night date. Oh, I enjoyed you. And Pam, thanks
You're
again
awesome.
for joining in. And you guys, I'm going to say good night and bye.
Night, ladies. You both were great and awesome.
Night.